สวัสดีครับมาพบกับรายการฝรั่งขี้นกสอนภาษาไทยตอนที่10นะครับจริงๆแล้วผมเพิ่งบันทึกหรือเพิ่งอัดวิดีโอนี้มาประมาณ10 นาทีที่แล้วครั้งหนึ่งแล้วอะแต่ว่ามันล้มเหลว it failed ไม่รู้ว่าทำไมถึงอัปโหลดไม่ได้ครับแต่ก็อัปโหลดไม่ได้ก็เลยมาอัดอีกทีนะครับตอนนี้จะสอนคำศัพท์เพิ่มเติมที่มีการออกเสียงคล้ายๆกับคำพวก25 คำที่สอนเมื่อกี้นะครับ so I'm going to be teaching more words that have similar pronunciations ในการออกเสียงที่คล้ายกันwith those words that I just taught in the last video. A couple things. I'm going to be trying to I'm going to try and speak a little bit slower and more clearly so that my Thai viewers can also understand and learn from what I'm teaching. So some of these videos might get a bit longer because I'm going to speak a bit less naturally and a bit more slowly than I usually do. But I hope that you will all still get something out of these videos. Excuse me. Alright. So I'm just looking at the list we had from the last video, and the first one we had was bpaai, right? So I think one of the words that I'd take to go with this, like I really just sort of try to think of things that were similar. So either I took things with the same consonant sounds, พยัญชนะเสียงเดียวกันหรือสระเสียงเดียวกัน or they have the same vowel sounds. แต่มันต้องอย่างคำว่า bpaai we have the word bpaai. We're going to go to bpaai. We have the same consonant พยัญชนะต้นเดียวกันพยัญชนะต้นเป็นตัวเดียวกันแล้วก็เสียงสระคล้ายคลึงกัน They're close. They're not the same, right? It's basically like saying bat and bait, right? We don't understand a and a to be the same sound. One is the long version, one is the short version. So we have bpaai and bpaai. Now obviously there's also two different tones, right? Bpaai is middle tone and bpaai is falling. All right, but I'll sort of talk about these as I go. My tone system, how I have it written out here, with basically R rising, F falling, high, H mid. Mid I don't write anything, and low is low. Okay, so the first word we have is bpaai, and I'm going to use every word in a sentence. So you might say มีป้ายแขวนอยู่หน้าประตู would mean there's a sign hanging in front of the door, right? มีป้ายแขวนอยู่หน้าประตู. So it's not bpaai, right? It's a longer I sound. It's an I instead of an I, and it's also falling, right? And those are the two things that make this become then a sign or label. Do you see the sign? Do you see the sign? เห็นป้ายไหม เห็นป้ายไหม Do you see the sign? Next one would be kaao. Okay, so we had the word before กินข้าว right? But the word we want to work on, the two words we want to work on here are kaao. So a sentence is ทำอะไรอยู่อ่านข่าวอยู่ right? Or you might ask อ่านข่าวหรือยัง Or did you hear the news? ได้ข่าวได้ยินข่าว or ได้ข่าว either one. Did you get the news or did you hear the news? ได้ยินข่าวได้ยินข่าวไหมได้ข่าวมาไหม Did you get the news? Yeah. So that's kaao, low tone, right? Now kaao without any tone marker or just the mid tone means like a fishy smell. So you might say, oh, จานนี้เหม็นคาวมาก means it smells really fishy. Or yeah, you could use it for a number of other things, but min kao is the most often thing you'll hear this word associated with. So to compare cow, right, news, and cow, fishy smell. All right. Next up, we had the word puut, right? Well, this has the same initial sound, but it's a shorter version, right? So of course we have puut. Right, puut is long. Puut, high tone, right? Puut means the Buddha or anything related to Buddhism. Or it could also be Wednesday, right? Wednesday. And then also we have not just put, right, the high tone, but the low tone, put. Put means to spring up, arise, to happen. Could you say like put kunma means to arise, to come up suddenly, right? It's another word that's a synonym with this is prakot, right? It's like to appear, right? To appear, to emerge, right? So, sorry, I said I was going to do some sentences, didn't I? Well, วันพุธนี้จะไปกินข้าวกับเพื่อน or I don't know. I'm having a hard time with put kunma. Put kunma is the phrase you would use it with quite often. But you could also say like gasที่อยู่ในเบียร์มันผุดเป็นฟอง would be like to bubble up. It emerges into a foamy shape. It ผุดเป็นฟอง. It bubbles up. Okay. All right. Next up, we had the word เข้าใจ อันนี้อร่อยมากครับขอบอกเป็นกาแฟปั่นใส่ช็อกโกแลตชิพอร่อยมากครับโอเคเข้าใจเข้าแปลว่าอะไรเข้าแปลว่า to enter right so เข้าใจ literally to enter the mind understand some other words though and this is tricky you'll see here two of the words I have are spelled the exact same way in Thai but pronounced differently. There's the word kaao, rising, which means a hill or a mountain. The full word for mountain would be puukao. Puukao, right? Or you'll also hear it used for he, she, and they. It's pronounced kaao. In standard Thai, you might still hear, like on the radio or in speeches, people still say kaao for he, she, they. But he, she, them, her, they, all that. In Thai, there's no difference, right, between he and her. Sorry, he. There's a difference. Well, there's no difference between he and she. There's also no difference between he and him, right? It's all kao. So the word, for example, to go up the hill is kun kao. To go up the hill, so you could say maybe kao kun kao you, right? He is going up the hill. Maybe you. The next word we have then, sorry, is kao. Kao is a knee, right? So hua kao is the full word, but kao it means your knee. So maybe you could say like he understood that going up the hill would make his knees hurt, and you'd say kao kao zai. He entered the mind, right? He understood kao kao zai wa ta kao kun kao kaoจะปวดหัวเข่า right? So if kao he kun kao goes up the hill, kao heจะปวดหัวเข่า will hurt his knees, or his knees will hurt. Yeah. All right. So then we have rap. We had the word dai rap to receive, right? Rap by itself could mean receive, but usually also die, right? You could say, for example, did you get it yet? Dai liang, right? Rap, for example, is used to accept as well, or also to catch. Like so, you could say. รับคำขอเป็นเพื่อนใน Facebook หรือยัง Did you accept my friend request yet or not? And then you could also say รับหน่อย means catch, right? รับสิ Any of these things could mean just catch, right? Catch it, whatever's coming. Okay, so that's รับ, right? So same as ได้รับ, same exact word, just used by itself. There's a lot of other words too. For example, rong rap is to use something to support as evidence. Rap rong is to basically what's the word? Authorize, yeah, authorize or confirm, as in like I had to have ใบรับรองในความเกี่ยวกับความสามารถในการใช้ภาษาไทย. So basically a certificate ใบรับรอง is a certificate showing that you can do something. So that's rap. But then there's also, right, and remember, rap will also get pronounced lap because Thai people in spoken language often mix the r and the l sounds, right? So you will also hear lap,ลึกลับ, for example, is secretively, right? So ทำอย่างลึกลับ, just to do something secretively. Lap then has to do with secrecy. ความลับ is a secret, right? So รับได้รับจดหมายที่มีความลับเยอะแยะ, right? I received ได้รับจดหมาย I received a letter ที่มีความลับเยอะแยะ right? That has many secrets. Okay. So then that's lap, right? But then there's also lap, low tone. Lap comes, you probably know this in tandem with the word nawn, right? So you might say nawn lap liyang. You can just say lap liyang. Are you asleep yet? Right? Nawn is the actual act of laying down, right? Nawn, right? You even talk about in Thai like now tang, vertical, and now nawn, horizontal, right? So nawn has to do with this idea of being horizontally placed. But lap has the idea of you actually fell asleep. You actually have to fall asleep here. So people will say, I can't sleep. Nawnไม่หลับ, right? Nawnไม่หลับ. Not นอนไม่ได้. Of course you can นอนได้. If you say นอนไม่ได้, it means you can't lay down, right? And maybe you hurt your back or you hurt your tailbone, right? And so you can't lay down. That would be นอนไม่ได้. If you say นอนไม่หลับ, right? It means you can't fall asleep. Okay. Alright, in the last video I had the difference between su, by, and su, honest, or su, honest, like too honest, like goody two shoes, right? But here we have the word su. Now su has many meanings. Here we have, I basically give you two main ones. Media relatedness, so like, อันนี้ออกสื่อมา2 อาทิตย์ที่แล้ว this came out onto, this was broadcast, or this came on the air 2 weeks ago. พอมันออกสื่อแล้วทุกคนก็รู้กันหมด after it was broadcast that everyone knew, right? Whatever it might be. Another often used word here is ปิดสื่อ to censor, right? You close the สื่อ you ปิดสื่อ เขาปิดสื่อเรื่อง and then whatever. So ปิดสื่อเรื่องแผ่นดินไหวที่ประเทศจีนที่อเมริกาตอนแรกนะ in the beginning, they actually censored the coverage of the earthquakes in China, in America, right? All right. So another meaning of su though is to express oneself or to communicate. So you could say like su san is actually the idea is the word to communicate, right? So su san มีต้องเรียนภาษาต่างชาติเพื่อที่จะสื่อสารกับชาวต่างชาติได้ right? So you have to study foreign languages in order to be able to communicate with people from foreign countries, right? Or be able to communicate in foreign languages. Foreigners, right? Okay. So, but here you'd say, like maybe somebody says something, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? เนี่ย ต้องการจะสื่ออะไร What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? ต้องการจะสื่ออะไร Or อยากสื่ออะไรเนี่ย อยากสื่ออะไรแน่ What are you really trying to get at, right? Something like this, yeah? Alright, then so coming to the end, I think we had the words kai and kai. So kai can also be turned into a falling version. Kai. Like, we'll go back to our word kaao. Kaao kai means to go to camp, go to a retreat, right? So a Buddhist retreat, or it could be a camp like a Boy Scout camp, or even you have the word kai, I think it's kai gakkang, right? Which is a concentration camp, right? So gakkang is to sequester, to hold. So kai gakkang would be a concentration camp. So that's kai, nice and long, right? But then there's also the word, we had kai, right, which is to open. So you had kai. Now we're doing kai and kai, right? So kai is camp, kai is a fever. Now, just like we talked about before with ben, you don't say with diseases that ผมมี you say ผมเป็น right? So you'd say ผมเป็นไข้ I have a fever. Be aware though that when you say in Thai ผมเป็นไข้ people might ask you เป็นไข้ใจหรือเปล่า and that's basically asking if you're like your heart's sick or something like this. Okay, so sometimes you might be like, why are you asking me this? I just told you I'm sick. Shouldn't you be feeling sorry for me? But it's just a way that people play jokes in Thai. You know, เป็นไข้ใจหรือเปล่าครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ย it's pretty normal. I used to get kind of thrown off by it at first too, but it's pretty normal. Okay, let's see. Well, there's just a few more. Really not many at all. But just the word, let's see, we had the word lot before. And now I'm just going to add the word lot that has the exact same pronunciation, but it's spelled a little bit differently. You'll notice the rot here, the car is spelled with tatung, but this rot is spelled with a sausua. And you'll also see it together with rot chat. And that can be used to mean taste as well as car, right? But spelled differently. Pronounced exactly the same. So chab lot ni would usually mean I like this flavor. If you want to say I like this car, you'd need to use a classifier. You'd say chab lot kan ni, right? Because kan is the classifier used with car. I think it's about time to do a video for classifiers. We'll see. I think that probably a lot of people could benefit from that. All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about, which is the word nang, because there's also the word, of course, nang, which nang has at least three meanings, I'd say. So we have the meaning of nang, papayon, right, movie. We have the word piu nang, which is skin. We also have like nang, which is tipen watu, right, which is a material like nang means leather, right? So nang glap, for example, is suede. Nang is just leather itself. So yeah, so you could say ไปดูหนังกันไหม right? You want to go watch a movie? Want to go see a movie? You could sayอันนี้ sorry, I'm having a hard time. ผิวหนัง Because usually you will say pew when you're talking about skin. You won't say nang. You'll say pew. When you're talking about human skin, you say pew สวยนะ ผิวสวย right that you have pretty skin maybe if you want to say it really long แบบ รักษาผิวหนัง right รักษาความสวยงามรักษาความสวยงามของผิวหนัง ผิวหนัง would be like to preserve the beauty of skin or something like that. Okay, so the ผิวหนัง and หนัง when you're talking about eating skin, then you would say หนัง as well, right? You wouldn't say ผิว you'd say หนัง. ผิว is more like surface. It's talking about the surface, whereas the หนัง is the fact that it's actually the outer layer of coating. If that makes any sense. So then finally you could have, like I said, หนัง is อันนี้เป็นรองเท้าหนังกลับ these are suede shoes รองเท้าหนังกลับ right suede shoes or leather shoes something like that yeah that's another possibility okay pretty long video sorry about the length but I hope you got a lot of vocab out of it at least let me know what you thought alright ขอบคุณครับสวัสดีครับ